All right, so it's what, 5:40 in the morning or something like that. Got put this thing back together. I finally got finished on the clear coat last night. Bumper back on. I rewired the headlights. I don't know how it worked, or I mean, it's kind of pointless. But if anyone has a Lancer and they have these same headlights, this cheap ass thing, it just has an LED right here and one on the other corner facing inwards to illuminate the whole thing, it was really, from what I understand, they're really weak. It never worked when I bought this car. Not everyone did, but what I done was I took a rope light. I had to split the headlight casing, which was a pain. You have to use a heat gun and some prying, and yeah, after there's a bunch of stickiness and a mess, you'll get it apart. But I broke the LEDs off the corners because they were like crumbling, so I pulled those out. And then I pulled this illuminator thing out, and behind it I tucked a rope light that goes from here right to about where it curves right here. It's capable of doing whatever color you want and all kinds of different little functions, but since I mistakenly hooked it up to 12 volt, not 5 volt, the power box that has the modes and all that you can change, it blew out I think a CI, one of the little controller things on the board. So I went through the wiring. These have 4 wires, 4-wire, red, white, blue, and black. Well, if you take black, blue, and white, put them together and put them on negative, and you put the red wire on positive, it gives you white lights, and that's how I hardwired it to the running lights. So this illuminates at the same time as the Angel Eyes now. I don't know if it did before, but I was just gonna put new LEDs on this, but when I did some research, it wasn't worth it. So I put some rope lights in there, or a rope light on each one, wired it into the running lights. That's done. Since these wheels are looking pretty haggard, somebody clear coated the aluminum and everything on them, and it was all peeling off. So I just used the matching paint on the spokes and on the crown, and called that good. I gotta put the spoiler back on. And if you guys are looking, look at this clear coat. My buddy did this yesterday evening in this garage. Yeah, not very optimal for painting. No ventilation and really bad lighting. So A+ for my homie Damon. He's gonna get a good check on this one. Yeah, not a single run. There's a couple of small dry spots, but thankfully it's clear coat and that can be fixed on another later date. Then, yep, forgot about that. But I decided to take out the really just crappy radio this thing came with. It was crap, and I know how they are with sports cars. It's either go fast or have good sound, it seems like. But I gotta finish installing this, which was not fun, mind you. I was able to get the 9-inch Android screen on there. Wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to butcher it too much. I was able to keep the old school one of the LCD screens from the radio. I was able to keep that in there, and I'm going to utilize that for a couple things, to hide right behind it, obviously. And if you want to know how I mounted it, pretty cheesy, but it works. A cut piece of metal and a screw that kitty corners the screen mount point, and I did that all the way around. Just some metal flanges and a screw, because the mount points on the radio, I don't know what the harness looks like, because I didn't get it with it. It's from Marketplace, but the mount points are on the back side of the radio. This is the first radio I've ever seen that does that. I think that's pretty dumb, if you ask me, but you can't expect much from a Chinese-made Android. So that's how that is. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. Look too bad in there. I can get it to fit. Anyways, yeah, kind of gives you an idea. Put that back on. I put the carbon fiber. I gotta mount that the rest of the way. Got one of those little carbon fiber things. Got it molded to the side here. Just takes a little bit of heat. I'm probably gonna upgrade that boost gauge because it sucks. I don't know. In the comments, someone tell me why this does this. But at an idle, this thing's at 10. I think it goes either to 10 or to 20 on the vacuum and idle, and it only goes positive boost on this gauge. It only goes positive boost when I'm, you know what I'm saying, really romping on it, and then it goes up to like 17, around 17, 16, 17. But I don't get why it's on it goes to vacuum on at an idle. I don't fully understand that. I'm sure I'll figure it out, unless someone can tell me on the comments why that does that and how to get it to stop. Otherwise, I'm gonna replace that for another one. But I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. 2012 Mitsubishi Lancer raliart. Some lucky person's gonna be the new owner of this. This right here was mainly just a little something to keep me busy for a little while this summer, and that it's already done, and I've already come out of pocket way more than I wanted to, just with paint and supplies to do the prep. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. I gotta lower it still a couple inches. I tried those shackles you can buy at O'Reilly's that you can put on the springs and clamp them down to get the springs to compress. They're all the way clamped on the front. There's absolutely no difference on the height. So that was a major bust, and those things are actually kind of spendy for just being little clamps. But yep, this is it. Update number 3. And the next one will be of when everything's put back together, the sun will be shining, and the interior, the screen will be hooked up, and hopefully I'll be able to post it on Marketplace and start advertising it. This thing runs like a dream. So there it is. That's this one. Everyone tells me to keep it. I ain't keeping this. I got a couple already. Yeah, that one is the everyday driver. This one is the show car that needs its next on the paint job. But that's on bags with 10 switches, and it's still up a little bit. I have it up a little off the ground because it's I have it parked in the dirt right now. But yes, it does go all the way on the ground, pancakes. 10 switches. I have to get a new gauge because I don't like the analog and using all them airlines running all the way up to the front. So I had to. There's one guy online on Amazon that sells. It's a digital gauge that monitors your tank and all 4 bags. So there's like 5 different pressures on there, and it's digital. It works really good, but I don't know where it fried itself. So I gotta get another one of those before I can start driving the AMG around. It's looking all buckled in there, man. I feel bad. I feel like a bad owner. Can't really see inside. Got the dash torn apart. Seats all out in the back. There's a lot of flipping wiring involved in owning a car with 10 switches. Yes, the plate's off. But yeah, and this one right here, everyday runner, needs a little bit of. Ooh, this needs to come off. But not a bad car for $800. Not bad. Today's gonna be nice. If you're wondering, that's an 06 C230 with catback straight pipe, all fucking brand new. That one, this is a 2.5 V6 The AMG is, I think it's the 3.5 or 3.4. I think it's the 3.5 or 3.6, one of the two. I don't remember exactly. But it's the inline 6. And it's also straight pipe from catback. It's crazy the difference in the sounds. That one sounds like Italian, you know what I'm saying, European, like, that one sounds more like a Lambo, when this one sounds more like a deep V8 bassy. This one's hella unique. I love the sound this one makes. After I put straight pipe on it, you can tell exactly what it is once you hear this. Once you get to know the sound, there's no way you can not distinctly tell the difference between the sound. This one's got a very unique sound, and I love it. I'm not a huge fan of the 3 or the 2.5s. I'm not a huge fan of those. This one, fortunately, I got lucky. It runs really good for it having 220,000 or 225,000 miles on it. But that one's pretty reliable. The only issue I've ever had so far is I had to replace the fuel pump, and the sending unit I had to replace twice. Don't know why, but don't buy the O'Reilly sending units. They're trash. I had to buy 2 of them because the first one, it was still reading a quarter tank off, and so it run out of gas at a quarter. And then after that, if that wasn't enough, the sending unit has the fuel pressure sensor built into it. You have to disassemble the whole thing just to be able to pop out the fuel pressure sensor, which is, again, not worth it. Like, you'll break all the plastics on that casing before you're able to get that off. So, and it's just the same price as the fuel pump. It's just, you know, the fuel pump cost me $200. It works flawlessly, but that sending unit, I had to go through 2 of them, and I still don't know if the gas gauge is right. I just don't mess around, and I don't let it go below a quarter tank, because being left out hung and dry is not fun. So, but yeah, that's that. Love it. I love cars. I love working on cars. What's your guys' favorite car that you own? And tell me about it. Tell me what you've done with it, and post a picture on it.